children who are here, I'd like to invite you to come forward to be with me for this special message for all ages. Come on up and sit with me in the front. So my first question is, how did it go opening your presents this morning? Well, did you at least remember to put the hay out for the camels last night? Okay, did your parents at least put out 3 beers on the mantle? No? Well, that's what they do in many places around the world on this day, including Puerto Rico. That's where my wife Megan is right now. She's waking up in Puerto Rico. Epiphany, which is what we're celebrating today, is bigger than Christmas. In many places, this is the day when people exchange presents, when people gather with their families, when everything is closed. And this is the day of special food and special time and all the presents. Not Christmas. How would that be? Why today of all days? Well, today is Epiphany. It's a day we celebrate the arrival of the wise men with gifts to celebrate the birth of the baby Jesus. Now, Epiphany is a special word, maybe a word that you don't know. But it kind of means something like a surprising spiritual discovery, which also may be words that are hard to understand. So we're going to go through the story of the arrival of the wise men and talk about the gifts they brought, which are represented up here. And we're going to do so by also singing the song about them. There's that special song that we sing. So we're going to sing the song, we're going to hear from the story, and we're going to learn about the gifts and see if we can understand why today might be super special. All right, does that sound like a good idea? And everyone, of course, is invited along with us. So let's start by singing. We're going to start by singing the first verse of We Three Kings. All right, so let's just sing the first verse. Everybody ready out there? Okay, here we go. We three kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we traverse afar, field and fountain, moor and mountain, following yonder star. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding. You guys can stay up here. It's okay. My perfect life. Well, this song, of course, is based on a story from the Bible. So here's how that story begins. In the time of King Herod, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem, asking, "Where is this child who has been born King of the Jews? For we observed his star at its rising, and have come to pay him homage," which means respect. So wait a minute. The song we just sang is about 3 kings. 3 kings that come from the east. What is a magi? The story said magi came from the east. What's a magi? A person who does good things. Ooh, magic.
Magic for good things.
Do magic for good things, a good kind of magic. Well, actually, the word magic does come from this word magi. Any other guesses about a magi? Ever heard that word before? A magi? Magi? It's fun to say. Well, it was believed that magi's weren't kings. They weren't kings. They were actually priests. They were church people. But from a faraway place, from a different religion than Jesus and his family. It was believed that magi were wise, just like you said, Olivia, that because they could read the stars and they knew how to do mysterious and amazing things. Now, did you notice how many magi there were in the story? What's that? 3. Well, you know, it says there were magi who came from the east. How do we know there were 3? Well, right. Later on in the story, we find out that there are 3 gifts. But does that mean that there were just 3 people? It doesn't say that there were just 3. We actually don't know how many came. It could have been a whole group. Could have been more than 3. And in that place, women could also be magi. So, do we even know that it was 3 men? Not for sure. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Makes you wonder who wrote the story about the 3 wise men. All we know for sure is that they followed a star to Bethlehem, bringing gifts, which we have represented up here, to Jesus. Now, my question is, did any of you, it's okay to admit this, I know your parents are here, but did any of you get a really weird gift this Christmas that you kind of didn't like? Yeah, do you remember? Can you tell us what it is? No, okay. That's fair. That's fair. That's okay. Anybody else get a gift they're like, really? I don't know that I needed this. No? Yeah? Did you get one too? Yeah. Well, sometimes people do that. They think, oh, this will be a great gift, but it may not be what you really want. Now, the Magi brought these 3 gifts. They brought gold, frankincense, and myrrh for the baby. You got one that's weird too?
It's a book called Witch's Journal.
It's a book called The Witch's Journal.
It's about charms, spells, potions, and enchantments, and you can make actual things.
It's a book of charms, spells, enchantments, and potions, and you can make things with it. Sounds like you're in line to be the next Magi.
It's weird.
Well,
I didn't really need that.
you didn't really need that. Well, what do you think of these 3 gifts to bring to a baby? Gold, frankincense, and myrrh? Well, each verse of the song is about a different one of these gifts, and we're going to learn more about it. So let's sing verse 2, and we'll learn more about these gifts. Born a king on Bethlehem's plain, gold I bring to crown him again. King forever, ceasing never, over us all to reign. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. So gold was a gift that was brought. Do you think gold is a good gift for a baby?
Yes.
Yes, because it's solid. It can't be Good point. Good point. Why do you think the Magi brought gold for the baby Jesus? Any guesses? What's that? Puzzler. Yeah, Kevin? They think gold would be cool when they grew up? Yeah? Yeah. Gold's very valuable. Yeah?
Very rare.
And very rare. Good. Those are all good things. Yeah, Jackson?
Probably because he was rich.
Yeah, he would?
Probably because he was rich.
He was rich. Oh, because he was rich. Well, maybe not when he was born. But maybe later it would come in handy. There you go. That's what it said in the song. It's something about Jesus being a king. Well, because in those days, kings had gold. Gold would be the perfect present for a king. The Magi gave Jesus gold because they thought he was going to become a great king, an important leader. Here, do you want to pass this around and just look at this gold? You can just pass that around and look at it. Now, did you notice? They thought he was going to be a king, and that's why the king at the time, King Herod, remember I mentioned King Herod in the first part of the story. Herod was the king at the time, and he was a little bit curious about what the Magi were saying. So just listen for a second to the story, to what Herod, who was the king, did when he heard about the Magi coming. When King Herod heard this, he was frightened. And all Jerusalem with him. And calling together all the chief priests and scribes of the people, he asked them where the Messiah was to be born. And they told him, in Bethlehem, for so it has been written by the prophet, and you, Bethlehem, from you shall come a ruler who is to shepherd my people Israel. Then, listen to what Herod did. He secretly called the Magi and learned from them the exact time when the star had appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem, saying, go and search for this child, and when you found him, bring him to me. Bring word to me so that I may go and pay him homage. Why was King Herod scared of the baby Jesus? Yeah.
What is homage?
Homage is like respect, showing respect. Good question.
Because he was afraid that, like, since everybody's calling Jesus like the new king, the king of kings, he was afraid that he would like take his job or something.
Yeah, he's afraid that Jesus would take his job. Basically, there was some kind of power, I think, that Herod was afraid that Jesus had, right? Any other ideas about that? Well, not only was Jesus going to be a great leader, but the Magi knew there was something even more special about Jesus. So let's sing the next verse and learn about the next gift. Frankincense to offer have just a second. Prayer praising voices raising, worshiping God on high. Yeah, give everybody a chance to smell it. Night star with royal beauty bright, westward reading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Well, the second gift was frankincense. What is frankincense? Anybody know what frankincense? Yeah, we use this to sort of represent what it is. Well, frankincense is something that smells good when you burn it. Have you ever smelled frankincense? I have a little bit here that you can smell. You can pass this around. Pass that around and take a little smell.
So you put it in here, and then you burn it?
Yeah, I don't know that this is actually used to burn incense, but we use it to symbolize, in the pageant. But smell the incense as you pass it around. Why would frankincense be a good gift for a baby? Besides the fact that there are some times when you might want things to smell better. It smells like soap? What else does it smell like? Made you cough. Here, keep passing it down and let's everybody get a chance to smell it. Well, here's what they used frankincense for back in Jesus' time. They burned frankincense when they prayed. And they believed that the smoke from it carried their prayers up to God. So frankincense is a gift you give someone who is close to God or who wants to be close to God. Now, Magi understood, thank you, Kevin. The Magi understood that Jesus had a very special relationship with God. Most people don't have a star in the sky when they're born. Jesus was closer to God somehow, some way. Well, let's hear a little bit more of the story. Listen. When the Magi heard the king, they set out, and there ahead of them went the star that they had seen at its rising, until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star had stopped, they were overwhelmed with joy. But the story is not really about the star. It's about the baby, a child born into the world like you and me. It's about Jesus, a person. Let's sing the next verse and find out about this third gift. Well, this last container, it's actually empty, but myrrh is a kind, which is the third gift, is a kind of oil. And did you know that myrrh could be used as medicine? Today, myrrh can be used for indigestion, ulcers, colds, cough, asthma, lung congestion, arthritis, pain, cancer, leprosy, spasms, hemorrhoids, boils, canker sores, and bad breath. Everyone should have some, I guess. In Jesus' time, myrrh, this oil, was also used to bless people and also to prepare someone's body after they had died. So what do you think? Was myrrh a good gift for a baby? Maybe? Why myrrh? Huh? To bless? Well, the Magi knew Jesus was special, a king, as we had said before, who was closer to God. But they also knew that he was just a boy, a person, a flesh and blood, a real person. He had a body. Myrrh is a good gift for someone who can catch a cold, who might have bad breath, or someday might need a blessing. So with their gifts ready, gold, frankincense, and myrrh, they finally meet the baby Jesus. And here's how the story ends. On entering the house, they saw the child with Mary, his mother, and they knelt down and paid him homage. Just like we said before, homage is like respect, showing respect. Then, opening their treasure chest, they offered him gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. You wonder how Mary responded, how Jesus responded. And having then been warned in a dream not to go back to King Herod, the Magi left for their own country by another road. They sort of snuck out. So that's the story. So do you think now that gold, frankincense, and myrrh are good gifts for the baby? For the baby Jesus? Are you convinced? Still questions? Well, what gift would you have brought if you were the ones who got to visit the baby Jesus? What would be a gift that you would bring? Yeah. Food. Practical. Anything else? What else would you bring for a baby? What's that? A blessing? You don't know? Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, well, that's a good question to think about. What gift would you bring? Well, we celebrate this day, Epiphany, because Jesus is God's gift to us. How do we know? Jesus was so special that after the Magi gave them their gifts, they did not go back and tell Herod about the baby. They wanted to protect him. And so it says they went home by another road. Jesus is God's gift to all of us. And all who encountered him found themselves changed. Changed hearts, changed minds, changed lives. They found themselves taking another road. May these words be to us our light and our life. Thank you. Let us sing verse 5. Children, you can go back to your seats.
In the story of Christmas, we are told what the world would be like if it were ruled by God and not Caesar. The story of the kings is the capstone. World order is upended and kings bow before a vulnerable child. The star led the kings to the stable. The star leads us to this table, where the story continues. At God's table, there is no guest list, no seating order. The feast is not for the few, but for the many. At this table, all are invited, all are welcome. Whether not here, neither Jew nor Greek, nor male nor female, slave nor free, whole in body or longing to be healed, a lifelong member of this congregation, or a new friend who just walked through the doors. This table is open, and you are welcome here.